You know what's strange about human behavior? The moment you stop chasing people, they suddenly notice your absence. The moment you stop replying instantly, they start wondering why. The moment you become emotionally unavailable, people who ignored you suddenly become curious. Why? Because human beings are deeply psychological creatures, and most people don't realize their emotions are being controlled every single day without them noticing. By attention, by validation, by social media, by fear of losing people, by the need to feel important. In this video, we will understand the psychology of human behavior and why people often value what they are afraid to lose. There was a boy in college, quiet, helpful, always available. If someone needed notes, he sent them. Someone needed emotional support at 2 a.m., he stayed awake. Someone cancelled plans last minute, he said, "It's okay." And slowly, without realizing it, he became emotionally predictable. People knew he would always be there. Now, here's the strange thing about human psychology: what becomes too available slowly becomes invisible, not because people are evil, but because the human mind naturally values rarity, uncertainty, and emotional impact. That's why people check their phones every few minutes. Not because notifications are important, because uncertainty creates dopamine. Maybe someone texted, maybe someone liked your story, maybe someone noticed you. Human behavior is deeply connected to emotional reward systems, and social media understands this perfectly. Every swipe, every notification, every scene, every delayed reply triggers emotion. This is why modern people are emotionally exhausted, not physically tired, mentally overstimulated. And the worst part, most people don't even know who they are anymore without external validation. One post gets ignored, mood changes, one person becomes distant, anxiety begins, one message gets delayed, overthinking starts, because somewhere along the way, people stopped building inner stability and started depending on external reactions. Now back to that boy. One day, he stopped, not dramatically, quietly, stopped forcing conversations, stopped chasing people, stopped trying to be emotionally available for everyone. And suddenly, something unexpected happened. The same people who barely noticed him before started noticing his silence. Because absence creates awareness. This is one of the most important truths about human behavior. People often realize value only after access changes. Now, this does not mean play games, manipulate people, become cold. No, that's immature psychology. Real emotional intelligence is different. It means understanding this. If your entire self worth depends on attention, you will always feel emotionally controlled by people, by replies, by opinions, by social media algorithms. And honestly, that's what modern society is struggling with right now. People are losing the ability to sit quietly with themselves. Silence feels uncomfortable because silence removes distraction. And distraction is addictive. That's why many people scroll when anxious, text when lonely, consume content when emotionally empty. Not because they are weak, because modern life constantly overstimulates the brain, and overstimulated minds struggle to feel peace. This is why calm people feel powerful, not because they dominate others, but because they are not emotionally controlled by everything around them. They can sit alone without panic. They can disconnect without feeling invisible. They can protect their energy without guilt. That is rare now. And rarity creates respect. Maybe that's why the strongest people today are not always the loudest. Sometimes they are simply the people who learned how to stay emotionally balanced in a world designed to keep them emotionally reactive. So, if you truly want to understand human behavior, start by observing your own. Observe what controls your emotions, what steals your peace, what constantly needs your attention, and why silence feels uncomfortable. Because the person who understands their own mind slowly stops becoming controlled by the world. And in modern life, that might be one of the rarest forms of power.